All right, everyone. I'm Zack here with Ben Cohen, here to talk about a spicy modern deck. This is Oketra's Monument in Modern.
Yeah, I really like this deck. So, I'm a big fan of the Monument deck in Standard. I've always liked playing decks where the primary goal of the game is to get down early pressure and then back it up with instant speed threats, either like counter spells, company, spell color, that kind of stuff. I also very much enjoy tempo decks. I played like Band Company when it was back in Standard, and then Blue White Flash with Copter and Reflector Mage back in Standard before they got banned. So it's definitely my type of deck. And when I saw that the list this deck is based off 5-0 to competitive Modern League, I knew I had to get in on the deck. So you have some of the usual stuff. You have the Monument, the Hawk, the White Mane Lion to help you make a bunch of tokens.
Yeah. Now, for everyone not familiar, White Mane Lion is like the Raven the Aviary Mechanic, but it can bounce itself.
Yeah. It also has Flash, which is really relevant. You play a lot of good creatures with enter the battlefield effects, so being able to bouncing a spell color in response to a removal spell, then replaying it is a really nice tempo play. So you can always make a bunch of tokens of Monument, trigger Monument off the cast, and then return the Lion itself. So you have a really good end game plan, just making heaps of tokens.
And with the Abbey too, right?
Yes. Yeah, I was going to talk about this one last, because this is one of the best cards in the deck.
It's like the payoff. It's the big mana.
Yeah, this is the big payoff. Westvale Abbey just creates such a massive threat that is looming, because you can just have 5 random creatures, sack them to that. So what Abbey does is you have to pay 5 life, sacrifice 5 guys, and then you get to flip it, and it flips into a 9/7 with flying, lifelink, indestructible, and haste.
Now, do you do some kind of chant to the Profane Prince when you? Because I would do that when I play this deck in Standard.
The chant to the Monument.
A chant to the Monument. Yes, all hail the Monument.
Yeah. Please let me draw White Mane Lion.
Games that you have the Monument and games that you don't are so different. How do you win games where you don't draw Oketra's Monument?
So you gotta be not a bad value deck, but a poorer value deck. You gotta draw some cards with Inspector, bounce stuff with Reflector Mage. But I've actually had plenty of games against Grixis Shadow, which is probably the best matchup for this deck. The reason why you want to play this deck, because if you have Monument, it's just lights out. You're making so many chump blockers that they're not going to be able to get through in time before you're able to flip a Westvale Abbey. They have no main board answer to Westvale Abbey usually. So, and they bring themselves pretty low, so the 9/7 combined with a spell color or something could easily get a Grixis Shadow opponent.
In one attack.
Yeah. Right? But even if you don't draw a Monument, you're still playing good value creatures. Thraben Inspector, you can chump block and leave behind some value. Reflector Mage, they play Delve threats, so bouncing Delve threats with Reflector Mage is huge.
And then you bounce your Reflector with your White Mane Lion.
Yeah, and then do it
again.
Yeah. So not going to be landing big threats. Also, when you play this deck, you get a good late game plan. Also, it's all late game in Skyusar. Skyusar is a really obscure card from Dissension. And it has the forecast mechanic. It's forecast, you can reveal it from your hand and then do something. You can only do it once per turn. Skyusar, you reveal it from your hand, you tap 2 untapped blue or white creatures that share a color that you control, and you get to draw a card. So since you're making a bunch of tokens from the Monument, and you just have random creatures, Thraben Inspector, Wall of Omens, that kind of stuff, you get to draw a lot of cards.
Yeah, for 0 mana.
Yeah, for 0 mana. It's repeatable. If you have 2 Skyusars, you can do it twice in a turn. Another thing that I really like about this deck is you have a lot of early game digging, so you can find the lands, and your land base is really, really smooth. Since you're only playing 2 colors, you get to play Glacial Fortress, which comes into play untapped off of every land except for itself and Westvale Abbey, because fetch lands, they can go get a basic. So Glacial Fortress is based untapped dual land 95% of the time. Then you also have Thraben Inspector, Wall of Omens, and Serum Visions to help you find early land drops, early interaction, early pressure.
we saw you lose to Bant Eldrazi round one on
It's
camera.
Eldrazi Tron.
Excuse me, Eldrazi. Yeah, and it wasn't very close. Is that a bad matchup for you?
Yeah, that's the worst matchup by far. Maybe only Scape Shift is close. But even the Scape Shift, you have spell callers and stuff, and Meddling Mage to interact with. So yeah, Eldrazi Tron's the worst matchup by far. It's pretty much unwinnable. Ugin is a massive problem. Ballista's a massive problem.
All is dust.
All
must
is
be
dust
brutal.
Yep, I got round 3. My opponent top decked all is dust. I had amazing board state. It's just all gone. They keep their entire board state. It's over.
Brutal.
So,
Like,
yeah,
they were built to prey on you.
Yeah,
it feels like.
It's not fun. Not fun. So as far as matchups go, so for the Eldrazi Tron point, I brought some Stony Silences in my board to try to combat them. I think if I had to re-register my list for this tournament, I would take out the Stony Silences completely and just hope to dodge Eldrazi Tron.
Oh, it's that bad.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's like, if I'm playing against Eldrazi Tron, all right, there we go.
Oh, no.
There's my loss.
Early lunch, basically.
Yeah, early lunch.
So, I mean, if that's one of the most popular decks in Modern, is this not a serious contender? Like, is this a reasonable deck to sleeve up if you want to win the tournament?
I do think it is a reasonable deck to sleeve up. But at this point, I believe, I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, but I believe Affinity and Death Shadow are more popular than this deck. Affinity is about 50-50. You have flyers in Squadron Hawk and you have Path, so you have interaction for Affinity. But Affinity can go either way. But as far as bringing this deck to a Modern tournament, I definitely would bring this deck to a Modern tournament again. Just say Eldrazi Tron, that's a loss. Death Shadow is the most popular deck by a fair margin. And this deck just absolutely preys on Death Shadow.
Nice.
It destroys Death Shadow. As far as the sideboard goes, some standouts here. Worship is an amazing sideboard card for this deck. You have so many random bad creatures. They're probably not going to be able to kill them all. And then also the all-star for my deck has been Unified Will and
Flat
sideboard.
counter.
Yeah, this card is just counterspell most of the time.
Nice.
Yeah, I would definitely put a 4th Unified Will in the future. So yeah, I think I hit on everything else, on everything I want to talk about. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I mostly like where can I find, like, where did I store my Sky Hussars back from that standard format? Because this deck looks sweet. I played a lot of mono white Monument in standard. Blue white, I never really got into the blue white version, but this looks awesome.
Yeah, I really like this deck. You can easily provide a clock in multiple different ways. Ticking Bomb of Monument Abbey, or even just have like a game where you're like Inspector, like Hawker Wall, Mage, Queller,
Just play like a
and
value
just
deck,
a
huh?
value game.
No, okay. So I do have a question. Are there any
Okay.
Dusk Dawns in this deck?
Yeah, I have one Dusk
Oh
Dawn
man,
in
you
the
need more.
sideboard.
That card's so good, isn't it?
So the reason I didn't like Dusk to Dawn is it felt win more. You have a lot of answers for big stuff anyway. You have a bunch of chump blockers, you have paths in the deck, and reflector mages, so I wasn't that concerned about big stuff. But going forward, I definitely would put more Dusk Dawns in, just from the fact that it hoses, what's it called? Eldrazi Tron.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that is a good answer to Eldrazi Tron. Like I play against 2 Eldrazi Tron decks. I sided in the 1 Dusk Dawn. I was hoping to draw more, so I think not running more than 1 Dusk Dawn and running it in the board is definitely a mistake for this tournament.
Okay, fair enough. Or at least the matchups
It's also
you
good
played.
against Death Shadow.
As though you needed more help.
Yeah.
Well, this is a cool deck, man. Do you stream Magic or anything? Can they find you on Twitch?
No, I don't stream Magic.
It's expensive.
I've thought about it before. But I'm on Reddit. I'm probably gonna be posting about this deck a lot.
Okay.
I'm on Facebook. If you want to talk to me about Blue White Monument, Flash strategies in general.
There we go. Well, Ben Cohen, I bet they can spell it. Pretty easy one. With the Blue White Monument deck. Thanks for watching, guys. And next up is round 5.
Thank you, Zack.